Hi babes, welcome to my channel, A Day in the Life of Meetcha. So I have a pretty quick video. I just wanted to share with you, as the title said, here are 4 ways that my favorite verse helped me succeed in life and how and why I chose this as my life verse. So I want to do a couple videos like this where I'm just kind of like dissecting verses and taking them into daily life, just because I think certain things that are taught, certain things in the Bible, people just kind of read them for where they were at that time. But the Bible is alive and living to this day. And I like to say the Bible reads me. So I wanted to share a couple of verses over the next journey, however long I have this YouTube channel. But I want to share verses that just come alive to me, and verses that weren't just meant for that literal time that where we read them in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. So I will just start doing these maybe once a month. I don't know. I will do them however we see fit. But anyhow, I'll jump right in. I'm sorry, I keep rambling. So my favorite verse is Philippians 4:13. And Philippians 4:13 says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." So that verse, first off, that verse, I feel like it found me. I was always, when I was younger, I would always find myself like flipping to just that page and like just randomly opening my Bible, like when I didn't know how to read it. I would just kind of do that, like eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and it will always land there. Whenever I would go to like a store, I would see that verse, and these were like before like Hobby Lobby type of stores were around. And I remember one year, my nephew, he bought me a Bible, a little booklet, like a Bible bag, and it was that verse. And I literally 2 days before that was praying like, God, all these people are having like a life verse. I don't even know what that means, but I want one. Give me a life verse. And for my birthday, my nephew got me that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is totally my life verse. And yeah, so that verse has been like my favorite since, I don't know, how old was I? 15, 16? No, I was older than that. I don't know, but it's okay. So anyhow, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I like that verse just because I am a very literal person, and I'm not a figurative person, and I don't think the Bible is figurative. I think every word is intentional that is spoke in the Bible, and I think every lesson is intentional, and it's not just intentional for, let's just say David and Goliath, when they're talking about like slaying the giants. I don't think it means just the giant. I think it means whatever big obstacle in our life, and I'm sure some of you guys know that. But I basically like that verse because it's so literal, and like I said, I think the Bible is very literal and not figurative. So I take that verse and I see that as my life being limitless. I see that I can just do anything that I want, and literally it excites me every time just thinking about it, because I just feel like, oh, the possibilities are endless. So number 1, the first way it taught me to, the first thing it taught me was to never give up. So obviously this sounds like a no-brainer, like, well, duh, you know that you're never supposed to give up. But this has seriously made me truly devoted on whatever the task is at hand. So if I'm opening, like when I was opening my salon, everyone was like, girl, don't do this, you're too young, you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna fail, you don't have business experience, like all of this, da-da-da. But this verse taught me quitting is not an option, because I can do it. Because God is there and God wants to help me do it. So this verse taught me to just never give up. Quitting's not an option. Just keep pushing through. It taught me persistence, to just keep moving forward no matter what. Tip number 2, I guess idea number 2, I'm not sure. It taught me to ask for anything. So this verse could be tied with so many different verses, like Matthew 7:7, Luke 11:20, no, not Luke, Mark 11:24, sorry. It can be tied to so many verses, like ask, believe, receive type of verses, but we'll just keep it focused on here. I believe I can do anything I set my mind to. So if I set my mind to something, I think I can achieve it. So it's taught me to believe bigger, because I know God will help me out with something small. So for example, I believe anything that you can dream up, anything that you can think up, if you can think it, it can come to pass. And I don't know who said that, but I honestly believe that. So with this verse, I believe that if I can think like, oh, hey, I'm going to open a salon, and then it happens, why can't I think bigger? Why can't I think like, oh, I'm going to open 15 salons, or, oh, I'm going to open, I don't know, a stadium. And these are obviously just like me, just obviously talking. I don't want to open a stadium, but I'm just saying, like, it helps me to understand that God's possibilities aren't limitless, and we shouldn't limit him and put God inside of a box, because we can ask for anything and he will help us achieve it, because God came to give us an abundant life. God wants us to live a rich, beautiful life, and I think because he is in the middle of everything, that he will help us achieve whatever this thing may be. So I know that's me going kind of way off, but I just think that because of this verse, I learned to ask for anything, and I learned to think bigger. I learned to think bolder, to believe bigger, to not just believe like, oh God, you'll get me a new car so I won't have to keep, putting, I don't know, water on my car when it keeps smoking off the freeway. It takes that thought to, not only will you give me a new car, but you're going to give me the Maserati that I want, please. But you're going to give me like the car, like the bigger car. Your thought shouldn't just be like, okay, I know God can do this, so I'm just going to ask him to do something here. If you know God can do anything, you shouldn't keep your thoughts here. You shouldn't cut God off. Your thoughts should be here and whatever you're wanting from him. So tip, or I guess step number 3 is I learned hard work. Now, this one was really good. So the part who strengthens me, that's the part that stuck out, and that helped me endure and go after all the things that I wanted, no matter what. I don't think God has called us to just sit around and be lazy, or God called us to sit around and hope and pray that he just gives us something without us actually working for it, because it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So God lifts us up, and it's not, you're not supposed to kind of think like, okay, well, God, I want $1 million. I want this new Maserati, but I'm going to Netflix and chill the rest of the afternoon. It's like, no, God's going to strengthen you. He's going to give you the endurance. He's going to give you the persistence, the energy, the responsibility, the tenacity, whatever it is to get out and get whatever you need, because that's God strengthening you with Christ, his son. And it's not you just being lazy, not doing anything on your end. God said he would make life easy, but he didn't say he would just do it all for us. God gives us tools that we can do, and God will do the rest. So yes, I can't quote unquote get a Maserati just like that out of the sky, but I can work toward getting it. So God will equip me with enough clients at my salon to get toward that goal, if that was my goal. I can't just sit on the couch and hope and pray. So I think the action part of that verse, which is strengthening me, that's the part that was key, that made me understand hard work. And then the last part is I grew my faith. So I believe in order to believe this, you shouldn't give up, and you should be able to ask for anything. Like I said earlier, I'm a very literal person, so I would literally ask like, okay, God, if I'm supposed to have this, help give it to me type of thing. And you can't just ask for something and just expect it. You have to believe, and that's an action as well. And if you guys follow my Instagram, you guys know like I'm all about like having faith, believe bigger, ask for more, keep trying until you ask, until you get it. But I really do think my faith grew because of this verse. So like if I'm wanting something, it would turn me from like, oh, I want to do something, I want this, whatever that this is. And it'd be something that's out of the box, but I'm like, you know what? No, God is going to help deliver that thing to me. And it wouldn't happen overnight because I didn't believe it overnight. So it made me think like, okay, I need to slowly strengthen my faith. And it made me understand and believe bigger and continue to move on in life and with wanting things, with wanting to have more things. I hope this is making sense to you guys. So I believe you can do nothing apart from Christ. I believe he is at the center of it all, and I believe that he is there for everything. So this totally helped me grow my faith. So recap, number one was it taught me to never give up. It taught me to ask for anything. It taught me to learn hard work, and it taught me to grow my faith. So I encourage you guys to either A, look at this verse that same way, Philippians 4:13, or I encourage you guys to find your own life verse and see what it's telling you. Use this life verse and see what you get out of it. And comment below in the comment section if you like this, if you want to hear more, if you want to leave your favorite verse down there. I'd love to read it and see what your take was as well. Alright guys, I'll be back next week with another fun video. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye guys.